The flames of war once again scorched the Indian subcontinent in the mid-18th century, marking the beginning of the dramatic Second Carnatic War. This conflict was not born in a vacuum, but rather emerged from a potent mix of power struggles and political maneuvering. The death of Nizam-ul-Mulk, the formidable ruler of Hyderabad, left a gaping void of authority and a disputed succession that set the stage for conflict. In the midst of this power vacuum, two foreign entities saw an opportunity to expand their influence on the subcontinent. The British East India Company and the French East India Company each backed a different contender for the throne, turning a local dispute into an international power play. Their involvement added another layer of complexity to the already intricate tapestry of Indian politics. The stage was thus set for a fierce battle, with the throne of Hyderabad and control over southern India hanging in the balance. As the struggle for power escalated, the peaceful lands of India were transformed into a battleground. The Second Carnatic War, a 5-year conflict, was punctuated by a series of dramatic battles, each one contributing to the shifting landscape of power. The first significant clash, the Battle of Amber in 1749, set the stage. It was a fierce confrontation between the French and the British, the two principal foreign powers vying for control over the Indian subcontinent. The British, under the command of Robert Clive, made a strategic move in 1750. They captured Arcot, the capital of the Carnatic region, which was a significant blow to the French and their allies. This event, known as the Siege of Arcot, was instrumental in tipping the scales in favor of the British. It was a bold maneuver, a testament to the daring and resourcefulness that would characterize British tactics throughout the war. But the French were not to be easily defeated. They retaliated and, in a twist of fate, recaptured Arcot in 1751, dealing a significant blow to the British forces. It was a moment of triumph, a display of resilience that underscored the stakes of the conflict. The war, however, was far from over. The siege of Trichinopoli, a critical stronghold, unfolded in the following years. This prolonged and hard-fought battle proved to be the turning point. Despite their initial successes, the French forces found themselves outmatched and outnumbered. The British, leveraging their alliances with local Indian rulers, mounted an aggressive campaign. The French, under the command of Joseph-François Duplessis, fought valiantly but ultimately could not withstand the combined might of their adversaries. The siege of Trichinopoli culminated in the defeat of the French forces, a pivotal moment that marked the beginning of the end for the French ambitions in India. The tides of war had turned, and the French found themselves on the losing side. The end of the Second Carnatic War marked a significant shift in the balance of power in southern India. The Treaty of Pondicherry, signed in 1754, officially brought the conflict to a close, but the war's end was just the beginning of a new era. The treaty restored territories that had been seized during the war. More importantly, it recognized Muhammad Ali Khan Walaja, the candidate backed by the British, as the Nawab of the Carnatic. This marked a pivotal moment in Indian history, as the British East India Company began to gain a significant foothold in the region. The implications of the Second Carnatic War were far-reaching. The British East India Company, once a mere trading entity, began to transform into a political power. The company's increased influence in the Carnatic paved the way for its future domination over the Indian subcontinent. On the other side of the equation, French power began to wane. Despite their initial successes, the French could not maintain their momentum. The war drained their resources and diminished their influence in India. The Second Carnatic War marked the beginning of the end for French ambitions in India, but the implications of the war extended beyond the immediate players. The rise of the British East India Company disrupted established power structures, leading to decades of conflict and political upheaval. The Nawabs and the native rulers found their power increasingly undermined by the British. The Second Carnatic War, a dramatic chapter in history, altered the course of India's future, paving the way for the eventual British domination of the Indian subcontinent. It was a war that changed the landscape of power, not just in southern India, but in the entire subcontinent. The echoes of its aftermath can still be felt today as we navigate the complex legacy of colonialism and the struggle for power that shaped our world. Welcome to our online family. Your one like inspires me to make a new video. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Subscribing helps support the channel, and you'll stay updated with the latest videos. Click the subscribe button below if you want to see more content like this.